Hey guys, the Franchise Goat here, and welcome to episode number 1 of our Road to the Show for MLB 19 The Show. This is a new series we're starting up on MLB 19 The Show. For those of you who don't know Road to the Show, it's basically a be a pro, my career style. And with this, you get to make your own player. I'm going to use the same rosters we used for the franchise, just to keep it interesting. You get to go through, create a player. You go through scouting, go through the MLB first year player draft, and work your way up through the minor leagues. So I'm going to be creating a specific player here, a player that I followed a little bit. He's still in the minor leagues, but he played his single A ball near me, and it was a guy who I go to a lot of single A games near me. We talked all the time, very pleasant guy, so I wanted to make him a Road to the Show character. He is from West Virginia. Position-wise, he is a first baseman. As you see, you can select a lot of different positions there, but he's a first baseman. And if you guys see me putting in the name, his name is Eric Reynolds. He, last I checked, is still in the Miami Marlins farm system. So that's an interesting touch. We'll see if he ends up in the Miami farm system in this game. But that's where he is in real life, and he actually wears number 24, so that's perfect. Don't even need to change that. Can just leave that exactly how it is. As you can see, he is a right-handed thrower, but he hits left-handed, as a lot of first basemen do, as you'll see. Now we're going to look at the archetypes. There's 5 to choose from. You got pure power, small ball, and it gives you the stats there. Rock steady, Mr. Utility, which gives you a little bit of everything, and the last one, the Anomaly, which is speed and power. However, keeping this true to Eric's player type, in real life, he is a pure power hitter. He is a power-hitting first baseman, pretty common in the Major League Baseball. That's probably the most common for first basemen to be pure power hitters. Personality-wise, this is interesting because obviously I don't know him that well. I do, however, know that he was a captain of a lot of his minor league teams. He was a captain in college, so we're going to put that as his first one. And then we're going to go with the 2 that I like the best, which are the Heart and Soul and Lightning Rod, because those give you really good unlockable abilities hitting-wise, and you'll see what I mean by that later. So now we're going to go through, and I'm going to create Eric Reynolds. So there he is, 6'6", 200 pounds. I put in everything that looks about as similar to him as I can possibly get. Unfortunately, obviously can't be perfect, but as you can see, we started 53 overall, V potential, and we are on our way to the Bowman Scout Day. So basically, we're going to do batting practice, we'll do some fielding practice, we do all sorts of stuff there. And you'll also see these little conversation things pop up. These don't really mean anything. The ones that mean stuff I'll comment on. And they're basically like, they determine your personality. But most of these are just pretty straightforward, just kind of helping to explain. You guys can pause and read them if you want. So we're going to start up. Batting practice is the first thing. You don't actually get to run, it just puts your time. So you get 10 swings here in batting practice. So while we're hitting, I'll talk to you a little bit about how this Bowman Scout Day goes. So basically you do this, and then we'll do fielding practice. I'll skip through some of it, because some of it's kind of boring. But I wanted to let you guys see Eric's swing and just get a little bit of a feel for him at the plate. As you see, a lot of pull side power. So basically you do that, then you play through 2 games, 2 scout games, where you play, I'm in the East region, of course, West Virginia, but you'll play against, there's a team from the Central, there's a team from the West, and there's a team from International. I believe it's randomized who you actually end up playing against. I'm not really sure, so we will find out later, but then after that, you get to go to the first-year player draft, where you're drafted generally in the mid to late rounds. And you will join an organization, and all of this will be accomplished in this video. We will join an organization, and we'll start at AA, though we won't play any minor league games in this particular video. We're just going through all of the scouting stuff. And as you can see, we're starting to finish up our round of batting practice, and I'm just going to go through a tiny bit of the fielding. I'm going to skip through some of it because some of it is a little bit repetitive. It makes you do the same drill over and over, which was good for me because I haven't played as much MLB The Show recently, so it got me back into it. As you see some instructions pop up, got me a little bit back into playing the game. Let me get used to using a first baseman. It's actually not a position I usually go for in Road to the Show. Also, I don't usually have left-handed hitters because, personally speaking, I am a right-handed hitter, so I usually use right-handed hitters in the game. Also, just that bar at the top that you see, that's our draft stock, and you want it to go up because then your player will have high potential. And as you see, we do a pretty good job of getting that draft stock up. Now the fielding is done. We get approached by a scout who wants to say something, really doesn't make it any sort of difference. This conversation doesn't mean anything. It won't affect how the draft goes or anything. So, but you guys can read it if you'd like. It's somewhat interesting, I guess. So as you can see, there's what we're scouted as versus what we actually have. That's just showing you like what the scouts think our talents are versus what our talents actually are. And the scouts think we're pretty good, so that's good for us. Hopefully means that we will be picked higher in the draft, which is always good. And yeah, we're going to get into the clubhouse where we'll start the games. So here's a thing that actually means something. You'll see I can answer with any of the 4 personalities. I choose captain, and you see up in the corner we're proceeding from level 2 to level 3, and we can boost up our player through that. As you guys will see a little bit later on, I obviously can't do that right now. So we'll just give you a look at our attributes. Obviously a power hitter. You can get up to 99 in everything. See, we have good arm strength, decent arm accuracy, not great contact, which will be frustrating at the start. But yeah, those are our base player ratings. Those will improve based on training sessions that we do. You'll see those pop up, as well as just playing in game. That's one of the things I love about this, is like, say you hit a home run in game, well, off a right-handed pitcher, well, your power versus righties is going to go up. That's one of the things I really like about Road to the Show. We're just going to check our settings real quick. Make sure that all the hitting and fielding, base running, all that is the way I like it. And it looks like it will be. Everything's set correctly. So yeah, we are about to get into our first showcase game, and we will see how it goes. So as you can see, we have that A potential. We'd like to keep it that way. Hopefully we can play a couple good showcase games and keep it there. So first opportunity is a defensive opportunity. Runners on first and second with nobody out. Seems like a bunt situation, and it is a bunt. We're going to run up and field that, and we're going to flip it to the pitcher covering first. So good fielding there. Fielding opportunities are going to be fairly common, and they're fairly straightforward and boring. So looks like we're going to have another fielding opportunity here in the first inning. Now still second and third, 2 outs. And that is going to be over my head for a base hit down into the corner. Looks like 2 runs are going to score for the West Prospects. And just like that, they're going to take a lead on us. Here you can see Eric Reynolds is first at bat, 18 years old, 6'6", 200, tall, a little bit skinnier. And we're going to take a first pitch fastball. Count at 1-0 here in our first bat of the showcase. And that's a fly ball into left field, but it's pretty routine. And the left fielder will make the catch, and we are retired in our first at bat. Second at bat here, 0 for 1, flew out back in the second inning. We have our second at bat, and we are hitting in the fourth inning this time. Different pitcher facing a lefty, and we're going to take the ball down the way to begin the at bat. Count now at 1-2 against Eric Reynolds, and a swing and a miss as we were late on a fastball up and in. So not a great start to showcase game number 1, as a flyout and a strikeout. Defensive opportunity here. Looking to maybe turn a double play if we can. And it looks like we're going to have the opportunity to. Ball hit hard at us, and they will turn the double play. So good fielding there from Eric Reynolds. 0 for 2 on the day, as we'll have another appearance standing in to hit. And that's hit well into left center field. Pretty well hit. Left fielder's going to drift back though, and he is going to make the catch. So another early in the count swinging. Another solid contact, but unable to turn it into anything. So we're 0 for 3 now, hitting in the bottom of the 7th. Runners on first and second with 2 outs. As we're hoping to drive in a run. 1-0 count here, and we pop it up. Foul territory. The third baseman is going to make that catch on the run, and it's an 0 for 4 so far. Not a great performance. We're going to get one more chance here in the bottom of the 8th with a runner on first. We're going to get one more chance here to potentially improve on our day. And that's a line drive base hit into left field on the first pitch. And we have our first hit with Eric Reynolds in this showcase. Good piece of hitting there. Looked like a fastball. I was a little bit late on it, but able to just serve it up into left field for the base hit. And probably going to make a living of that in this road to the show opposite field. And that will be the last thing that happens in the game. As you see, the East Prospects are victorious tonight over the West Prospects. 1 for 5 with a single. Not a great day, but we have one more game to try and improve on that. So we will return to the clubhouse and get ready for the next game. As you can see, that's my final line, what I did in all of my bats. Alright, we're about to get into our second game. As you can see, those are the stats so far from the showcase, hitting 200. Fielding 1,000, which is nice. First at bat of the day for Eric Reynolds. And we have runners on first and second. 0-2 already. And a good piece of hitting, fights off a low fastball into center field. Runner will come to the plate and he will score. So it's an RBI single for Eric Reynolds, and we're already off to a better start than the day before. We were down 0-2 quickly there in the count, but able to fight off a pitch that was probably out of the strike zone. Good piece of hitting. Didn't try to do too much with it. Just a nice ground ball up the middle, and we get a run home here. As you can see, we're running the bases now, and I'm going to try and score on a single. This is going to be a tight play at the plate, and we are just barely safe. I only show base running when it's stuff like that, but a little bit of trying to use those wheels. We do not have a particularly good speed rating. Reynolds' second at bat here in the top of the third. Ahead in the count, 2-1 with a runner on second. And that's driven deep into right field. That ball is going to be one hop off the wall. The run will score. Eric Reynolds on his way to second, showcasing some of that power in front of the scouts. And we are 2 for 2 on the day with a couple RBIs, and that is a line drive, searingly hit double. Another great piece of hitting. This is just a fastball that he left right down the middle, and we absolutely killed it over the right fielder. Excellent piece of hitting, and we're starting to turn around our showcase. Next at bat here for Eric Reynolds. He's 2 for 2 on the day. Couple RBIs. And second and third, 2 outs, a chance for some more. Down 0-1 in the count. And that's a line drive base hit into left field. And just like that, we are going to get ourselves 2 more RBIs, our 3rd hit of the day, and Eric Reynolds is having quite a ball game here in front of these scouts against the Central Region. Driven in 4 runs already, 3 hits, including a hard hit double that was pulled, a ground ball single up the middle, and a line drive single to the opposite field. So we're showing the scouts we can use all fields to get our hits, so that's good. Here's a fielding opportunity here for Reynolds. Just a quick look at it, runner on second, 1 out, so probably just taking this ball to the bag. Ground ball, and we'll take it ourselves. Continuing to field well, as that is important. Scouts will look at your fielding. Another at bat for Reynolds, 3 for 3 on the day. Down 1 and 2 though, and the same pitch that struck us out yesterday is going to strike us out today. And so a little bit of a sour spot. 3 for 4 now, double, 2 singles, 4 runs batted in, I think 444 on the showcase is Eric Reynolds. He hits probably for the last time in the top of the 8th. And the first pitch is lined into left center. That's hard hit, but the left fielder is going to range over. And it's looking like we're going to finish 3 for 5 on the day. However, we do move up the runner, so it's a productive at bat. And as you can see, that'll be the ball game. East Prospects win both of the games that Eric Reynolds plays for them. We are able to have a much better second game than first. And as you'll see coming up, you'll see our stat line for today. 3 for 5, 4 runs batted in, that's huge. Had that hard hit double, hit the ball hard almost every single time, with the exception of that strikeout. There's our line for the day. What we did, pretty good day, all things considered. So we'll head back. We got a pitcher there. Nothing particularly intriguing though, as we'll get a phone call from our advisor, former coach. This is again fairly unimportant. They're just talking about the draft and that I'm going to go to the draft rather than going to college. You can go to college in this game and redo the showcase if you didn't do particularly well, but I don't really, that's not what I want to do here. So as you'll see shortly, we are starting MLB first year player draft, though we're going to start in one of the later rounds here. We are actually in the 16th round, and we're about to see what pick Eric Reynolds is going to be selected with in the 16th round, as it automatically fast forwards to the round that you will be taken at. And as you're about to see, with the 3rd pick here in the 16th round, the Chicago White Sox are going to select us. Eric Reynolds is going to the White Sox. It's a cool organization, a team that's kind of rebuilding. Jose Abreu is getting a little bit older, so maybe we can become that next power-hitting first baseman that can be big time for the White Sox. As you'll see, this is another talking with the former coach. Again, I'm going to choose the captain because I'd like to get that up to the 3rd tier to unlock those 3rd tier attributes. And yeah, we have been drafted, so that'll conclude that process. We have a little bit more to get through in this video before we can finish up. I'm going to go through some basic player stuff. As you see, we've been assigned to AA. That always happens with the Birmingham Barons. The AA affiliate for the White Sox. Charlotte Knights is AAA. Again, I've watched both of these teams play a number of times over the past couple of years, so it'll be interesting to see them from the game standpoint, how these teams perform. So as you can see, we're in the clubhouse here. We don't have any active challenges. Those will come. Calendar-wise, we're opening up against Biloxi. I forget who they're affiliated with. Personality relationships is interesting. Personality, this is what I was talking about. As you see, you can unlock abilities. You can only use each ability or each personality once per tier. So you can only have one captain tier 1 or one captain tier 2. So we're going to use our captain tier 1, and we're going to use our heart and soul tier 1. just because those help to unlock the future ones. And we obviously have those captain tier 2s. As you'll see, I'm going to show you what both of them do. We have clear for takeoff and we have home front. In the bottom it shows you how those are boosted. As you see, we can't have both of them equipped. I believe at the end of the day I choose clear for takeoff. I think it's just slightly better, especially for a power hitting first baseman, which is what we're trying to create with Eric Reynolds, and we're going to confirm those changes. Also, relationships. Obviously, we don't have any relationships with anyone on the team, but as you will see, we'll communicate with the players, and you create relationships in the clubhouse, which is kind of cool. There's our player card, shows you everything about us as of right now. Those stats, A potential, which is nice to see. As you can see on the team, we're going to look at the lineups in a second and see where we end up being. And we are hitting 4th for all 4 lineups, it appears, which is good. That means we'll get plenty of playing time, plenty of opportunity. And ironically, I see Danny Mendick over here, and I just have to take a moment to shout him out. Danny is actually someone who I played high school baseball with. He made his major league debut with the White Sox this past season in 2019. But yeah, as you see, he's from New York. We played together at Pittsford Mendon High School, which is near Rochester, New York. Not particularly a baseball hotbed, but very cool to see someone who I used to play baseball with in MLB The Show 19. There's actually a couple other. My cousin, I believe, is in the game in the Indian system, someone named Ernie Clement, but I will point them out as we get there. However, that's going to be just about it. I know this episode's run a little bit long, but yeah, that'll be it for episode number 1 of Road to the Show with Eric Reynolds. In episode 2, we're going to begin our season. We'll probably play about a series per episode. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in episode number 2. Take care.